Hi guys, so welcome to this video on programming Okul. In this video, I'm going to talk about the latest version of React Router, which is React Router version 6. So React Router version 6 just released, and now there is going to be a lot of major changes that you have to do in your React applications when moving to version 6. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do to implement React Router version 6. So let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to install your React app. So make sure that your Visual Studio Code is open or any other code editor that you're using, and run this command in the terminal. So let's open our Visual Studio Code because I'll be using a Visual Studio Code editor. And as you can see that I have already created a folder for React, and I need to now install a fresh React application. So I will say npx create React app example-app, and I will specify npm so that it uses npm for the installation. So let's wait till this installation is completed, and then we will go to the next step. All right, so you can see that our installation is completed. We have installed the React app, and the name of my app is example app. Now let's go to the next step. So once you install your React app, now we can start installing the React router. To install the React router, again, I need to run this command in my terminal in my Visual Studio Code. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let me now do an ls and see where exactly I am. So I'm outside the project folder. So what I need to do before I'm installing the React router, I need to make sure that I'm inside the project folder. So I'll say cd example app and make sure that you're inside the folder, and you can see the files inside your project folder. And now we will type the command to install the React router. Let's say npm install React router DOM, and let's add the save flag so that it is added as a dependency. Let's hit enter and let's see. Let's wait for this to get installed. And you can see that the router is installed very quickly. And if you want to see where it is installed, you can see, open the package.json file, and you can see that in your dependency, now you have the React router DOM installed. All right, now let us go to the next step. So once you have installed React router, the next step you need to do is you need to import this router in your root file. So every application is going to have a root file that you create. In our case, the root file is index.js. Now let us open index.js, and you can see that what I have done here is I've imported browser router as router from React router DOM, and then I have called it and wrapped it around my main application component. So let's now dive into our code editor and perform this step. So I'll just go ahead, I'll go in my source folder, I'll go to index.js. Now I'll say import browser router as router from React router DOM. And now let's import the router and make sure that your application component, the app component, is wrapped around the router opening and closing tags like this. And there you go. This step is done. Let's now go to the next step. So the next step is we need to create our routes. So before we go to the version 6 of React router, let me show you what and how we used to do the routing in version 5. So in version 5, we would import switch and we would import route. So these two imports we needed in version 5. And then in our app component, usually we used to create our switch, and inside the switch opening and closing tab, we would add the routes, and the routes will get some props. So like I have added 3 props to my route, and you can see that exact path and component are the props. And in the component, I'm just passing the name of my component. Now, what is the difference in version 6? Let us now look the route configuration of React Router version 6. So in version 6, there is no switch. Instead, it is replaced with routes. So you can see that now there is no need to use switch. Instead, we are going to use routes, and then the route remains the same. But there is one small change, which is instead of using a component as a prop, we are going to use element as a prop, and we are not going to pass just the name of the component. Instead, we are going to pass the entire component tag as a value to the element prop. All right. So now let's dive into our code editor and let's perform this step, which is creating the React route configuration using React Router version 6. So I'll just go ahead, open my code editor, and in the app.js component, let us remove all this default template that you get from React when you install a new application. And inside my return method, okay, first I will import routes, then I will import route from React Router DOM. And inside my return, I'm going to create a routes tag, opening and closing. And inside the routes tag, I'm going to add route. And then let's pass the props of this route tag with exact path. And then we have the element prop. And this is going to take a dashboard component as a value. So I have not created a dashboard component. So I'll quickly go ahead in my source folder. I'll create a folder called components. And inside components, I'll create another folder called as dashboard. And inside dashboard, I'll create a index file. Let's use the shortcut RFC to create a React functional component. And let's change the name of the component to dashboard. And let's add a header in the JSX, and we'll say, I am a dashboard. All right. Now, let's make sure that this dashboard component is imported in our app.js component. So I'll again call the dashboard, and you can see that the autocomplete feature is able to find the dashboard component. Now let's click on this, and yes, the dashboard component is added to our application. So that's it. This is how you create your routing configuration using the React Router version 6. Now let us look at the next thing in React Router version 6. All right. So the next important aspect of React Router is going to be switching between components. So in React Router version 5, we used to use a hook called as use history. And this hook we would use in order to switch between components. And if we wanted to pass any props to this component, we would also pass some props. But what has changed in React Router version 6 is instead of use history, we are going to use navigate as a hook. And then we are going to store this in a variable and then pass some props again, pass some arguments to the navigate method. Now you can see here that I have imported navigate. I have imported the hook, and you can see that in the navigate method, the first argument I'm passing is the route, and the second argument that I'm passing is a state object, which is going to take some properties that I want to pass from this component to another component. So in order to do this, let us now go back to our code editor and create a products component so that we can navigate from the dashboard to the products component. All right, so I'm in my components. All right, so I'm in my code editor. Let's create a folder called products. And inside products, I'll create a file called index.js. Let's quickly create a functional component using RFC, which is a short form. And let's change the name of this function to products. All right. Now I'll just add a header in the JSX and say, welcome to products. All right. Now I need to go back to my dashboard. And in my dashboard, I am going to import use navigate from React router DOM. So once I import use navigate from React router DOM, I need to store this hook. So I'll create here a let variable called navigate, and I'll store this hook. Now let's create a span tag, and let's say go to products inside the span tag. And this span tag will add a method called as onClick. And let us create a function called toggle page. And I'm going to create an arrow function here called toggle page. Now this function is going to call the navigate hook. And as you can see that now I can start passing my arguments to this. So the first argument is going to be the URL I want to navigate to, or the component I want to navigate to. So as you can see that in the app.js, we have created one route and the path is just a /. So I can change this to dashboard. And let's go back to dashboard. And okay, I think I need to change this to, I need to add one more route for the products component. So I'll add a route called products, and let's say element is products. So you can see that I have imported the products component. So another route I have added. And in my dashboard now, from this from the dashboard component, I need to go to products. So here I'm going to pass the first argument as the path to the products component. Now the second argument is going to be an object, and this object is going to have a state property. And inside the state property, you can declare multiple objects, or you can declare a single object, or whatever data you want to pass, you can declare. So I'm just going to format it a little so that I can pass some data. Let's say I'll pass ID of 1 and product name of iPhone. So you can see that I have created here an object with two properties inside the state, and this is going to now get passed to my products component whenever I receive it in the form of props. So that's it. This is the major change that has happened in the version 6 of React Router. So let's now talk about one more thing, which is the link tag. So if people who are using React Router version 5, you know that we create the menu using the link tag. Usually if you want to create the UI so that the user can click and go to different components, we use link from the React Router DOM. So there has been no changes to the link tag in the React Router in version 6. So it's going to remain the same. And I think if you implement the same link tag with React version 6, it's still going to work. So that's it from my side about React Router version 6. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe for more such coding content.